Volkswagen have just shared some very interesting news. This gives us a direct comparison on how Tesla is doing things versus how Volkswagen is doing things. They've given us their automation percentage. We know Tesla's automation percentage, and now we can see exactly why Tesla is making a lot of money on its EVs and why Volkswagen makes nothing. In fact, makes a loss. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and welcome back everyone else. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the electric revolution. It's great to see you. Now, I want to make a little statement here first. Volkswagen saying they've improved their automation for their EV production. That's a good thing. It is. And in making this video, it's not meant as a criticism of Volkswagen. It's meant as a comparison tool for you to see the difference between a new company, which works in a very new automated way, versus an old company which works in an old school way. And it's very important to see the difference because, websites like Seeking Alpha, these old investment hat heads, they just don't understand. They haven't been inside Volkswagen's factory in Wolfsburg. They haven't been inside Tesla's factory in Texas. They just have no idea what's going on. They don't listen to Herbert Diess, who's the CEO of Volkswagen, who they should be listening to because he'll give them this information. He's in fact been very, very open and honest about everything. Hang on a minute, been fired. Sorry. The guy who was trying to push Volkswagen into electrifying as fast as possible was fired because Volkswagen was resisting EVs. So ignore all that. Ignore everything I just said. Okay. Tesla makes an industry-leading profit on their electric vehicles. A lot of people don't know this. There is no automaker in the world that makes a profit on EVs except for BYD and Tesla. BYD makes a few, probably around about, we've worked out between $300 and $500 US per car. But hey, it's better than making a loss. Tesla, of course, makes an industry-leading profit around about 20% approximately, which is actually incredible because all of their competition, except for BYD, are making a loss on virtually every electric vehicle they sell, except there is, yes, of course, Porsche. Porsche with a Taycan, their prices are, of course, different sector, different industry. We're looking at cars over $100,000 US. It's sort of a different way of approaching things. Tesla Model S, Plaid, that's their sort of competition. That's a different industry. I'm talking about mainstream cars here. So we can see now why Tesla makes, well, one of the key reasons that they make, their production is so much more efficient. So back in 2020, Elon Musk revealed that Tesla had ramped its automation to over 70% on its EV production lines. What happens is, at the time, CEO of Volkswagen, Herbert Diess, goes to Tesla's factory in Germany, says that he's amazed by their automation levels. He says, it's going to take Tesla. He said this, no one else. So don't call me a Tesla fanboy. I'm telling you what he said. He said, Tesla will take 10 hours to build a Model Y. It takes Volkswagen 30 hours to build a comparable electric car like a Volkswagen ID4. That's why he said it's the Volkswagen can't compete on price with Tesla. Well, they can compete on price, but then they make a loss, which is what they're doing now. So why does it take Volkswagen so long to build their electric cars? Well, it's because they've just reached a record of 20 to 30% automation. Well, in fact, they haven't reached it yet. They've said that they're about to reach it. 20 to 30% in comparison to Tesla's 70% back in 2020. Now, the thing is, 2020 was pre-Gigapress. That was when, right? Tesla was stamping all these products together, welding and stamping and riveting and all this other nonsense. 70 different parts, right? I think it was about 75 different parts. I don't remember the exact number, something like that. They replaced all those parts with the Gigapress. Now, yes, they haven't done that in all factories or on all production lines, but everywhere now, they're much more efficient at producing the chassis of the car, which is fundamentally what the Gigapress was designed to do, to automate that part of the process, to go from producing all these different parts, stamping them, welding them, and gluing them all together. And not only that, not only did having the Gigapress reduce Tesla's cost, reduce their manual labor, it also means the cars with the Gigapress actually weigh nearly 200 kilos lighter. Seriously, that's real. That's a huge advantage. Weight is money, right? Heavier cars have less efficiency. You need more batteries to drive them further. Case in point. I keep going on about this. BMW 3 Series, they have an electric version in China. It's an internal combustion engine car that's been rejigged to be an EV. It's literally more than 2,100 kilos. In other words, it's more than 400 kilos heavier than a Tesla Model 3. So you need more batteries to give it the same range, or a lot more batteries. But of course, then you're constantly fighting weight. The heavier the car is, the less efficient it is. One of the key reasons, case in point, why that vehicle sells very, very poorly in China. So the thing is, my point is, the Gigapress is a revolution that has enabled Tesla to further automate their processes, meaning that this will decrease Tesla's costs. Now the thing is, car makers and many pundits on these so-called investment experts said, oh, if the Gigapress would work, everyone else would have done it already. Everyone else, or mainstream legacy auto, they would have already done it. Sandy Munro, he's the guy who's been working for Ford for 20 years, comes along and says, no, that's not true. I work for them. I would try and come into the factory. I remember watching one of his videos and he said this. I would stay over the weekend in the factory. I would automate some of our processes, make them more efficient, make them work better. They'd come in on a Monday morning and I would nearly get fired. They'd make me change everything back to the way it was, right? So if there was a better way and a newer way and a more efficient way of doing them, do you really think a company like that who likes the old way of doing things is going to go, yeah, great, let's do it? Well, case in point. No, none of them have said, yeah, great idea, Tesla. Gigapress, let's do it. You know what? Idra, who make the Gigapress for Tesla, right, this giant stamping machine, they have orders from multiple car companies now. In fact, 8 different car companies. Guess what? None of them are mainstream auto companies. None, not one. Only Volvo, who is owned by Geely, Chinese auto company. Guess what? Almost all those Gigapress machines have been purchased by startups in China. See, that's the difference, right? Startups, they go, well, here's a new way of doing it. We haven't been doing this for 100 years. We're not stuck in our ways. This is a new and better way of doing it. Let's do that. Let's save money. Let's make the car better. Let's make it lighter. Let's make it structurally more rigid by having a new and better process. Have Volkswagen come along and said, yes, we're going to use Gigapresses? No, they haven't. The automation is at 20 to 30%, and they're saying that that is a win. But at the same time, they're also saying that they are a very, very manual labor dependent workforce. In fact, they made that exact quote within the last 24 hours, and they criticized themselves for being that way. So at least they're aware of their shortcomings. Now, during a supplier summit in Wolfsburg, Volkswagen executive Sebastian Schmidt-Kartz noted that car making today still involves a lot of manual labor. Well, if you are a legacy auto company, it does. Assembly is still 90% manual work. This is what we want to change with the new factory. We're looking at 20 to 30% automation. So, as you can see, they haven't even hit 20 to 30% yet. This is their new factory. This factory will open, I believe, 2026. So if Volkswagen is saying they're going to hit 20 to 30% automation in 2026, then, how exactly are they going to make a profit on EVs competing against Tesla and BYD for the next 4 years, for the next 10 years? I frankly don't see how it's actually possible. Economies of scale will help. Building more of them will help. But the more they build, the more staff they'll need to manually put them together. Now, Volkswagen have said they want to adopt several key innovations that make it easier to automate their new Trinity EV plan. They said that moving to a module-based strategy and compressing about 50 pieces into one using methods like die casting will be key to automating more of the Trinity facility's assembly line, according to a Reuters report. Of course, this is basically just a structural gigacasting. So they are changing their mind. They are planning on using a die casting machine, basically the same product that Tesla already uses now. When will they be using theirs? I don't know. I'm going to guess in a couple of years. So in my view, this is great news for Volkswagen because, hey, you know what? Legacy Auto, they are stuck in their ways, but at least Volkswagen has come along and said, you know what? This Gigapress makes sense. Let's be the first big legacy automotive company in the world to copy Tesla. Hopefully this puts Volkswagen in a position to make more EVs and to become the Tesla killer that the media is claiming they would be today. Last year, the year before, who knows when that's going to happen. But hopefully it just means they can produce millions of EVs as soon as possible. That would benefit everyone. Now, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.